Holding on feels safe. We hold on to people, habits, and situations long after they've stopped serving us, because letting go feels like loss. But the Stoics knew a different truth. Sometimes holding on is the real loss. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that nothing is permanent. Not people, not possessions, not even his own role as emperor. The Stoic accepts that change is a law of nature, and that clinging only creates unnecessary suffering. The first sign it's time to let go is when the relationship or situation is built on harm, not growth. If staying costs you your peace, your integrity, or your self-respect, the Stoic path is to step away. The second sign is when your presence no longer aligns with your principles. Stoics don't stay in places where they must compromise their values to fit in. The third sign is when holding on keeps you from becoming stronger. Some ties are like anchors. They don't keep you safe, they keep you from moving. The fourth sign it's time to let go is when you are staying out of fear, not choice. Seneca warned that fear is a poor advisor. Whether it's fear of loneliness, fear of change, or fear of judgment, the Stoic knows that living in fear is the opposite of living in freedom. If the only reason you're holding on is because you're afraid of what happens if you let go, that's your signal to release. The fifth sign is when the situation no longer serves virtue or purpose. Marcus Aurelius measured every action by whether it aligned with his duty and values. If something, or someone, pulls you away from what matters, the Stoic chooses to step away, even if it's difficult. Letting go isn't about abandoning responsibility. It's about refusing to remain bound to what weakens you. The Stoic doesn't cut ties impulsively, he does it with clarity. He weighs the cost of staying and the value of leaving, and he chooses the path that keeps his mind free and his character intact. Letting go is one of the hardest acts of strength you'll ever perform, because it feels like loss in the moment. But the Stoic sees beyond the moment. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, all understood that release is not weakness, it's clarity. That's exactly why Inner Legion exists. Here, we don't just talk about Stoic principles, we train you to live them. Every lesson here is designed to sharpen your discipline, protect your peace, and give you the courage to step away from what no longer serves you. If you're holding on to something that is quietly destroying your peace, it's time to build the strength to let it go. And that strength comes from daily training, mental, emotional, and practical. Subscribe now and take your place among men who don't just endure life, they shape it. We don't wait for permission to protect our peace. We take it. Imagine a man holding a rope that's slowly burning his hands. His instinct is to grip tighter, afraid of what happens if he lets go. But the longer he holds on, the more damage he takes. This is how most people live, clinging to relationships, jobs, or habits that are eroding their peace. The Stoic sees the truth. The release is painful for a moment, but freedom follows. Marcus Aurelius let go of advisors who proved corrupt, even when it risked political backlash. Seneca stepped away from positions of influence when they conflicted with his principles. Neither decision was easy, but both were necessary. Letting go was not abandonment, it was alignment. Toxic people, draining commitments, or outdated goals, they are all weights. And as long as you carry them, you limit your ability to move forward. The Stoic understands that peace requires space, and space requires the courage to release. Letting go is not running away from life, it's making room for the life you're meant to live. Letting go is not an act of weakness, it's an act of mastery. You don't erase the past, you don't deny the lessons, you carry the wisdom forward, but you refuse to carry the weight that holds you back. Every release creates space for growth, for strength, for the life you're meant to live. Marcus Aurelius didn't mourn the loss of what left his control. He honored it, learned from it, and moved forward. The Stoic knows that what is meant to stay will align with your principles, and what isn't will drift away. This is why letting go feels hard. It's a test of courage, but the reward is freedom. Peace is not found in holding tighter. It's found in knowing when to release. So ask yourself, what are you still holding on to that's quietly burning your hands? And when will you have the courage to let it go?